What's going on, everybody, and welcome to our review of Wrestlemania 41. My name is Eric. I am here with Tito, Rob, however you want to put it there. Rob is usually a participant in these reviews a lot. You guys see his ratings all the time. We're currently, my camera is inverted compared to what it normally is because he wanted to show off our shirts and our hats. I got the heel package, he got the face package. Which is pretty cool. We found these at AwesomeCon, which is a convention up in DC a couple weeks ago, which was really cool. Huge event here with Wrestlemania 41. I suddenly developed a lisp there, apparently. I'm glad you weren't going to mention it, but I'll call myself out for it. Okay. But yeah, we're recording this a little bit differently. You guys might notice that throughout this video here. We're recording this part today, which is Sunday, the day after Night 1. Night 2 has not happened yet. We will discuss that later on. This is only going to be one video, but it's going to be edited a little bit because today we have Night 1, and then tomorrow we're going to record the Night 2 portion, and then I will edit these two videos together into one. So it might look a little bit odd in the middle, but that is why we're doing it that way, mostly for time purposes, so I can actually upload this video on Monday. We have a lot of people reviewing today. As you can see on the right side, there, we have our other roommate Victor, our friend John, our friend Jimmy. My father is supposed to be sending me his ratings in a little bit, so I don't know if he's going to send me them in time because we have things we have to do. It is Easter Sunday after all when we're recording this, so I will add my dad's to this once he gets it here. If he doesn't get it to me in time, then we'll go through and we'll edit these a little bit tomorrow when we record Night 2s and change things. So there might be some changes here when my father sends me his. The one I'm inverted. I keep forgetting that. The other one down there at the bottom, those are Kane's ratings. He could not give me his detailed review just because of work. And again, how we're recording this video makes it a little bit difficult for that to happen. So Kane has sent me his there for Night 1. And then we'll obviously flip all these for Night 2 when we get to it, and we'll see how this entire card shapes out. Of course, I've already added all of the nameplates down there. The one that you won't see is whoever Randy Orton faces tonight, technically, just because I don't know who it is yet, and I couldn't find a Randy Orton versus a vacant faceplate, so we'll add it later. But I guess to start off with, what did you think of WrestleMania Night 1?
As a whole, it started off very slow. It was like the uphill of like a roller coaster, right? Started off very slow, and then as the night went on, it was like, okay, this is getting more exciting. And then the main event, while it wasn't a failure, being the hill, that was the most exciting part, was the main event.
As it should be.
And yeah, as it should be. And that main event, bang. Dude.
Yes, I agree 110%. We'll get into that as well. We're going to start things off with the first match of the card, which was Jey Uso versus Gunther. As you can see, large variance in the actual rating here between all of us, really. Victor gave it a 7.5. John gave it an 8. Jimmy gave it a 5.5. He was not big on this match at all. Kane gave it an 8 out of 10. What do you think of this match?
I gave it a C+, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.
6. C+ is a 7. That's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6. Okay, yeah. So then a 6. My input on the match, I was very underwhelmed with the story in itself. The build was great, especially the last 2 weeks. But the overall match with how Jay was, a couple days ago was like, you make me hate you. I'm going to do A, B, and C to your face, to your career, all this stuff. I was kind of expecting that. And while from the story aspect of Jay overcoming Gunther's moves was great, I don't think that all of the story was told, and it left me wanting a lot more.
It did leave me wanting a little bit more, which is why I gave this match an 8 out of 10 personally. The big thing for me with this match was I loved the finish. I loved Jay hitting. First of all, I love Jay hitting more than 3 moves. He did a lot more moves than just 3 this time. He wanted to prove that point. Yes, he took a lot of them from Gunther's arsenal, but I think that he needed to. He has fought this guy now 4 times. He's finally overcome him. He had to show some trial. He had to show some resilience there. And using Gunther's moves against him, and in my opinion, was an excellent twist. I loved the finish of choking Gunther out the same way that Gunther choked Jimmy out. My only complaint is how quickly Gunther tapped.
Agreed.
I think Gunther should have fought more, which that's not on Jay. That's on Gunther at that point. He needed to fight more. He needed to push more. He needed to try more. I don't necessarily agree with the passing out because in typical wrestling lexicon, the heels tap, the faces pass out. So if you want to keep traditional wrestling tropes alive, Gunther tapping makes sense. But I don't think he should have tapped as quickly as he did. I wonder if maybe the referee told him to wrap it up or something, which is something we won't know of, unfortunately. But I like the finish. I'm really glad that Jey Uso finally got his moment. Yeet, indeed. Yeet. I loved Jimmy coming out at the end and the two of them sharing that moment together. I think it's absolutely great, excellent. I do agree with Triple H's point that this kind of shows other superstars that maybe might not be at the top of the card right now, that if you can find a way to get over with the crowd, you can be there. A lot of people keep using LA Knight as an example for this because, you know, with LA Knight, you know, he was someone that got over organically with the crowd. But he got a match against Roman Reigns, which was the whole point, but he didn't beat him. And you have to look at who was holding the titles at the time when LA Knight was having his ascent. You're not going to have him beat Roman. You're not going to have him beat Seth Rollins. They had plans for WrestleMania that involved the two of them. Who is LA Knight supposed to beat? You could have made the argument that maybe you should have put the Money in the Bank on him. You could have made the argument that maybe he should have won the U.S. title earlier than he did. Both of those arguments are accurate, but everyone is saying that why did Jey Uso go over instead of LA Knight? Well, if LA Knight was in this position right now and he fought Gunther, I'd expect him to win too. You know? So I don't think that that's a fair assessment for this match, but I do agree that the sentiment is still there, that it shows that you can, if you can get over with the crowd, you can have these moments as well. The average here, what would you give this match? What did you give this match on a 6, right? Yeah, okay. So right now, my father hasn't replied yet, so this is going to be best of 5, best of 6, actually. Because, as you can see, King gave this an 8 as well. So the average of this is going to be a 7.16. So this match is going to end up being rounded out to a 7. Again, we can adjust this a little bit if my dad's ratings come in and change this, but I don't think it's going to change it too much from a 7 unless he really fucking hated this match or really liked this match. So we'll see what it looks like when my dad's ratings come through. But I believe a 7 is probably where it's going to stay. But even then, whenever my dad does bring his ratings, I'll tell you what he thought too. Next up, we have the tag match, which was the New Day versus the War Raiders, a match that I was very excited about. I knew this match was going to bang personally. The crowd apparently didn't care. And I think a lot of that came from the fact that lot of... What?
Jimmy's rating.
I know, dude. Jimmy's ratings. Jimmy was very, very hard on this WrestleMania.
Yeah, no yeet.
But with this match right here, I really felt like the online perception of this match made them not like it because everyone wanted that TLC match that's going to be on Friday Night SmackDown here, and it's a very good argument. I would have put that match on night 2. Just because it's a fucking TLC match, I'm going to give it to SmackDown? Okay, I guess. But overall, I feel like this match didn't have a chance to be as good as it could have been. I gave this match personally a 7. I thought it was excellent tag team chemistry here. War Raiders always put on bangers. I'm happy New Day won. The right people won, in my opinion. As much as I like the War Raiders as champions, the New Day have put in a lot of work for this heel turn, and I think there's a lot of stories you could tell eventually when Big E gets involved. I gave it a 7. Victor gave it a 9. He was very high on this match. 7.5 for John, 6.5 from Jimmy, 6 out of 10 for Kane. What would you give this match?
So I ranked this match a B, a high B. The only issue I had with the match was not with the wrestlers themselves, but with the crowd. The crowd was 100% dead for this match, and I hated the fact that there was no love, pop, oohs, ahs, anything for this match, because they had a lot of great spots. I don't rank it as high as Vic, but I mean, I'm pretty much up there, so I'd give this an 8.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Yep, 8. So again, my dad hasn't replied yet, so we're gonna stick with the 6 formula here. That ends up being 7.33. So again, it's gonna be similar to the Jey Uso Gunther match. It's gonna average out to that 7.
That annoys me. They're on the same scale.
But yeah, that's where it's going to average out to. It did. Hey, listen, the percentage, the decimal point was a little bit above the Jey and Gunther match. If that's like, listen, when my dad sends me his, maybe he'll give it an 8 or a 9, and that'll push it up to a 7.5, and we can bump it up. All right, we have a chance whenever my dad responds. This match might be saved for Rob. Here, we'll have to see. Then cut to Dad giving it a 2, and it just plummets down.
Right.
But until then, we're going to move on to the next match here, which was Jade versus Naomi, a match that I was very high on. I was very much expecting this match to bang, and in my opinion, it banged. I loved this match. I thought the storytelling was phenomenal. I thought they put on excellent moves. I thought Jade Cargill looked the best she ever has. Naomi looked as good as I know she can be. Naomi has been underutilized and underrated her entire fucking career, and I'm glad she finally got a story she could tell. I don't think this is the end for these two. I 100% expect Bianca Belair to be involved, and I expect them to carry this bitch all the way to SummerSlam, where we're going to have an eventual triple threat. I think Bianca may fate Naomi. I think Bianca may face Jade on the way there, and then this all accumulates into triple threat at SummerSlam. That's my opinion on it. Would love to see where it goes from there. Would love to hear your opinions on that, but that's where I'm putting it. But I love this match. I gave this bitch a 9. I thought this match was absolutely incredible. Kane didn't. Kane fucking hated this bitch.
Oh, wow.
He was not impressed by it. But Kane is... The thing with Kane's ratings, and he will tell you this himself, Kane, he watches a lot more wrestling than we do. So Kane looks at things with a lot more of a quote-unquote trained critical eye. And Kane also has very high expectations for his wrestling matches. He does not like the fact that Jade Cargill's timing is very limited, and he doesn't like the fact that Naomi kind of had to wait a second for Jade to get in position at times. Mm-hmm. I can see his point there.
Jade's just not that great.
I think she's better than a lot of people give her credit for. I think she's a lot better than people give her credit for. But you have to put her in the right match, I think. Right. Her and Bianca is going to slap. That's going to be a good match. But again, I think giving it a 5 is a little bit hateful. But you know, that is neither here nor there. Victor gave his match an 8. John gave it a 7. Jimmy a 6.5. What did you think of the match here?
I gave this match a B, so a 7. I think that there were parts where, you know, it took a second or two to get into certain spots. It definitely wasn't the worst match of the night for sure. I love Naomi's work. Granted, I've kind of been a critic of her, you know, from past WrestleManias and stuff, but this one was easily her best work. Her promos were A quality to me. Mm-hmm. She was amazing. Jade coming back, seeking that revenge, dope. Leaving it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Weatherman portion.
That sucked.
That could just go ahead and get removed from history. That was awful.
Yeah, that was
straight awful.
That was pretty bad. This match ended up averaging out. My 9 and Kane's 5 are going to kind of offset here. It's going to become a 7.08, so we're going to have 7s across the board right now. The one big thing that I need a lot of people to understand here, all right, 7s are not bad, okay? I know that the internet seems to think that if it's not a 9 or a 10, it's dog shit, but a 7's not bad, okay?
Not everything can be Seth, Ospreay, Omega
Yeah,
type quality
and the thing here is, so the way I look at these ratings, and I was talking with Kane about this morning, I convert these into a pseudo star rating, okay? So if a match is a 3-star match to me, it's a 6. If it's a 3.5 star match, it's a 7. If it's a 4-star match, it's an 8. That's how I judge these matches when I'm putting them on this scale, okay? So that means we have a whole bunch of 3.5 star matches right now. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Those are good matches. Maybe not so much WrestleMania style matches, but those are still good matches. So, take that as you will. I know most people think that a WrestleMania match should always be an 8 or above, but I don't necessarily agree with that. But I know one thing that was an 8 or above, and I don't care what anyone says about this bitch. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. I've never popped so much in my entire goddamn life. I felt bad because Rob and Victor were watching in the living room and they were like a couple seconds behind me, and I know for a fact they knew that fucking BFT was insane because I had fucking leaped out of my goddamn seat when he hit that bitch. Like when he hit that fucking airborne BFT, I literally jumped out of my chair and went, "God damn, no fucking way!" I felt so bad for them because I know I spoiled a big spot, but there was no way I wasn't popping for that airborne BFT. All right, that was the cleanest fucking BFT he's ever hit.
That was the best BFT he's ever hit.
That was the best fucking BFT he's ever hit. Jacob Fatu is a fucking animal and genius for rolling himself to the rope. That when he fucking rolled to the rope and put his hand on the rope, I knew he was winning, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit, my goat is winning." I'm a huge fucking mark for Jacob Fatu. A man that size should not move as fast as he does. I have watched that man fight live twice. It has been the best matches of the night, both times, and in my opinion, he stole the fucking show again today. I gave his match a 10 out of 10. As you can see, John agreed with me there. I loved this match. I thought it was LA Knight's best match ever. That LA Knight comes through in big matches, man. I'm telling you, his match against AJ Styles was phenomenal.
Jimmy, what are you doing giving it a 7, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And Kane
gave it a 7 too, man. I don't know. They just I can't. I need a detailed explanation as to how this match is a 7. I really do.
I gave this a 9.
Yeah, Victor also gave it a 9. John is on my side, match of the night, 10 out of 10. These two 7s are disappointing me. You gave it a 9 as well, but tell me about the match. What did you think of it?
That was easily... So, we all know Jacob Fatu can bang. LA Knight, I haven't really been the biggest fan of his in-ring work. His mic work is up there. This was easily LA Knight's best performance I think I've ever seen. He was pulling out moves that I didn't know he was capable of doing. I get it, it's WrestleMania, you gotta, pull rabbits out of a hat kind of thing. That was by far his best match I've ever seen. I was thoroughly impressed. Jacob Fatu, the only critique I have of him, and more or less the production, was I wish they would have had him cut a promo before his entrance. You know what I mean? Because that's what makes him him. And then he comes out, he gets everyone hyped on the pre-match promo, and then he comes out, boom, flawless.
I agree. So, yeah, I don't know what it is about that man. All he does is put on bangers. This is going to average out to, at least right now, an 8.66. Which is going to bump this match up to a 9. If my father comes in with some off-the-wall shit and drops his bitch below to an 8, I may put myself up for adoption, but we'll see. But we'll see how that one comes out when he sends me his ratings. Maybe I don't know if it's possible to bump this up to a 10 unless it's an unanimous 10. Those two 7s are going to kind of prevent that. So, Jimmy and Kane, I may not speak to you for the next 5 minutes or so. Very disappointed in you both for ruining what could have been a 10 out of 10 match on this card, but it's okay. We are going to move on next to a controversial match here. So, unfortunately, the faceplate is still going to be Rey Mysterio just because they never released one for Rey Fénix. So it was Rey Fénix versus El Grande Americano. Rey Mysterio injured his ankle on the Friday Night SmackDown right before this show. So they did a replacement and put Rey Fénix in, which I'm actually honestly really glad they did. I think both the Lucha Bros deserve WrestleMania moments. Penta's getting his tonight. His brother Rey Fénix got his last night as of recording this video. So personally speaking, I thought what they did, given 15 hours to prepare, was absolutely phenomenal. I thought they did an absolutely excellent job of putting on a presentable match. It's definitely a polarizing match online because it was very clear they only had 15 hours to prepare it. Also, a lot of people didn't like the ending because, everyone bitches and complains when a heel does heel tactics to win. I don't agree with the internet saying that this is a fumble by WWE making Rey Fénix lose. Rey Fénix was not supposed to be in the fucking match. He got Rey Mysterio's finish script, and then they pieced together everything else. Rey Fénix just took advantage of the opportunity to be on the WrestleMania card, as any wrestler would.
Even if Rey Fénix, let's say the internet wrestling community goes, oh, hey, Rey Fénix losing is going to hurt his stuff. He was a partner with his brother for a good chunk of their career, right? He'll be just fine.
Nothing's going to hurt him.
Fine.
He got to wrestle on fucking WrestleMania 3. I don't think you'll understand. Rey Fénix has been on the roster for 3 weeks. All right? Do y'all understand that? He's been on the roster for 3 weeks, and he's already got a WrestleMania match. Did you fuckers think he was going to win every fucking match? Come on now. Like, I saw people bitching about Penta being pinned by Finn. Guys. Come on now.
It's one thing if he gets pinned by, Dom.
It doesn't matter. Let him pin him tonight. I don't give a shit. Winning and losing does not matter in wrestling. You all need to realize that. Winning and losing does not matter in wrestling. The storytelling is what matters. All right? That's what people need to understand. Just because you lose does not mean you are a jobber. Someone has to fucking lose. Mm-hmm. And listen, the point of the matter is, El Grande Americano / Chad Gable. We all know who it really is. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. They have the same tattoo. They have the same injury. I don't want to hear it. Boy, if Kurt Angle could do that shit, that'd be fucking... Come out of retirement, big dog. But the thing is, with this match, I don't think the El Grande Americano is a bad gimmick right now. I understand that it's again, the heel in me is coming out here. It's a heel gimmick. He's supposed to be the foil to the Luchadors. He's supposed to be the bad guy for the Luchadors. This story is great. I understand that the current political climate is a little bit touchy, feely when the situation that they're going for here. But I kind of like it when wrestling actually pulls from real life shit. All right? He's supposed to be a bad guy, and he's supposed to be a bad guy to Luchadors, which means he's supposed to be a bad guy for people that like Luchador wrestling, a.k.a. more Hispanic viewer base. He's supposed to be the bad guy for them. He's supposed to be a person they hate. Villains have to win sometimes. That's just how it is. So yes, I am completely okay with El Grande Americano winning like he did and cheating like he did, which is an extremely important fucking concept that most people have to understand. He put a metal plate in his forehead again, then he headbutted him, and then did a flying headbutt on him. He cheated to win. That's what heels do. I don't understand the hate for this match. Anyway, I gave this match a 7 out of 10 because I felt like it was as good as it could have been given they had 15 hours to prepare. I know that they're capable of better matches, which is why I gave it a 7 out of 8. But I respectfully, probably was more like a 6 out of 10 match if you really want to be honest. But I gave it a 7 because I acknowledge the fact that they did it in literally a day, literally not a full 24 hours to plan this match. So that's why I gave it a 7. What about you?
I definitely gave it a 7 as well. Again, it was spur of the moment. They made with what they could. It was a great match.
I agree. It looks like everyone kind of gave it a 7 or 7 adjacent.
Wow,
7.
this
7.
is where we all agree.
Yeah,
Holy
this is
shit.
we really agree. 2 people gave it 7.5s. The rest of it gave it 7s. It's going to be a pretty obvious one. 7.16. So it's going to be a clear 7 on this list here. And I think that's a perfect spot for this match to be at, again, given the lack of prepare time that they had. Let's get into probably one of the more controversial matches here. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Kane admitted he was very tired during this match, so it might have been better than he remembered. It wasn't.
Same. I had to rewatch it.
I did too, just because I was arguing with people on Twitter at this time, so I kind of wasn't paying attention to the full half of it. I'll be fully honest here, because I rewatched it. It was worse than I remembered. Initially, I gave this match a 6. I've changed it to a 5. And you guys know how bad a match has to be for me to give it a 5. I know 5 is kind of mid or average for most people, but again, because I convert these to star ratings, a 6 is an average match for me. It's a 3-star match.
If you look back,
this was a 2.5 star match for me, which is where it starts to get into kind of meh or bad territory.
Mm-hmm. If you look back at our old WrestleMania videos that we did, I don't think the first, aside from maybe like a one-off match here and there, you didn't give above a 5 for like majority of the matches.
Mm-hmm.
You hated all of them.
They're dog shit. The dog shit matches, man.
Yeah.
Listen, this match for me was a match that I went in knowing this was either going to be the match of the night and steal the show, or it was going to be a dog shit, messy slop fest. And unfortunately, we got dog shit, messy slop fest. Tiffany Stratton did everything she could to save this match. Charlotte refused to put her over and make her look good doing it. She sandbagged her the entire time. She no-selled 90% of the moves. She was an egotistical bitch the entire fucking time. She didn't interact with the crowd. She didn't interact with Tiffany. She didn't put any effort into the emotional side of the match. She didn't put any effort into the storytelling side of the match. I have never been a bigger hater of Charlotte Flair than I am right now after seeing this match. And I have been a well-documented Charlotte Flair hater. Matter of fact, I don't just hate the character, I hate the person behind the character. I think she's extremely egotistical, I think she's extremely bad for business, and I would not complain one bit if Charlotte Flair / Ashley Flair retired tomorrow. That's my honest opinion on Charlotte Flair. She is probably my least favorite wrestler in the business right now. All that being said, Tiffany Stratton somehow managed to squeeze a diamond out of this trash, and I am gratefully impressed by her. I absolutely believe she got the shit into the stick here, and matter of fact, I think I'm actually going to drop this again. I think I'm actually going to give this match a 4, now that I'm actually thinking about it.
Do you need a hug?
Dog, I'm so upset I had to witness this match, man.
Do you need a hug?
I'm just...
Oh my god.
I am Charlotte Flair's biggest op right now. I love Tiffany Stratton, and this was a waste of a Royal Rumble win. Should have given this match to Roxanne Perez instead. Roxanne and Tiffany would have torn the fucking house down. End tweet. How do you feel about this match, sir?
I gave this match a C-, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that...
C- is a 4, so you're in the same boat as me.
Oh, is it not a 5?
No, a C's a 5. 6 through 4 is your 5 is your C range. So C- is a 4.
Okay, well then I'll give it a C+ to bump it up to the 5.
That's a C. You're giving it a C.
Whatever.
You're giving it a 5.
Look,
you're
I'm
giving
bad
it a 5.
at math, okay, and letters. But my biggest gripe, aside from Charlotte, would look like to be sandbagging, and the one part that didn't make any sense to me was Tiffany had just started working on Charlotte's knee, on the surgically repaired knee. Mm-hmm. And then Charlotte goes up to do a moonsault to the outside. And then Tiffany just goes, meh, and pushes Charlotte from the top turnbuckle back into the ring, and she lands and smacks off the third rope. Mm-hmm. And Charlotte acted like that was the worst pain ever for such a small fall. Mm-hmm. Now, it's one thing if they replayed it as Charlotte maybe hyperextended her knee. Mm-hmm. Because that would make sense as to why she was oh god, this really hurts. But then after that, it just felt like she was just not caring.
I've never been so mad to look at an average in my entire life. Averaging the 6 scores is going to give this match a 5.75. So unfortunately,
It was a great debut for Tiffy. I'll say that much.
Tiffy looked great. Charlotte looked like dog shit. And I'm very disappointed. And I'm also very disappointed that this averaged out to a 6 and not at least a 5. But it's whatever.
Here's a message to the internet wrestling community. How some of y'all say that this is even remotely better than the Rhea Charlotte match, I don't understand. I don't.
This is why Triple H said to go fuck yourselves. That's what it is. All right? That's all I can say. Anyone that thinks this match was good, you're the reason Triple H said stop being a critic.
Oh, and
with the exception of Jimmy, because Jimmy, Tiffany Stratton is Jimmy would fight Ludwig Kaiser. That's how I'll put that.
Our buddy Jimmy, yeah.
The one who did the ratings over there.
Yeah.
They gave this match a 7.5. He would probably fight Ludwig Kaiser, straight up, hand to hand, fist to fist combat for Tiffany Stratton. So any match she's in is going to be a 7 at the very least for him. So I'm not including him in this conversation. And if you're also like Jimmy and you're a Tiffany Stratton super fan, you're also excluded from this conversation. But anyone outside of that demographic that thinks this match was good, I don't want to talk to you ever again.
I don't understand why Charlotte came out after Tiffy.
Yeah! Because this egotistical bitch has to go on last. God, we need to move on because I can fucking bitch about this match all night. Let's move on to a great match.
You need to go smoke some weed.
Let's move on to a great match here, and that is CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns.
Main event.
The main event, and it absolutely should have been. I know there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, the women triple threat should have been the main event of night 1." Had that been the case, they would have been fucked. There is no way they are topping this.
Oh,
there's no way. Yeah, there's no way the women's match is going to top this. If you had to go on after this match, you're fucked. There's no way you're topping it.
The energy from the crowd would have just been drained.
Yeah, you would have had a dead crowd, honestly. Not to mention they gave these 2 an hour. So, as I expected them. They gave these 3 an hour, as I expected them to.
Do you think the triple threat tonight...
Oh, the women's triple threat
is going to be.
It's still going to be a bang. Oh, you mean?
Yeah, time wise, do you think it's going to?
No, I don't think they're going to give. I don't think they're going to give Rhea, Bianca, and Io an hour. They may give CM Punk. They may give Cena and Cody 30 minutes plus.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to give the women's triple threat an hour. They might. Who fucking knows? But that fatal 4-way might get 30 plus minutes. The Intercontinental title match tonight. But for me, with this match, man, the storytelling in this match was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Everyone was talking about the story being weak, the build being weak. If you didn't think these 3 were going to put on a banger, I don't know what you were expecting. The story revolved around Paul Heyman. The story finished with Paul Heyman. The finish of this match, in my opinion, confirmed the build was perfect. Because everyone was like, oh, why is it surrounding Paul Heyman and this, that, and the other? This was the only way for this match to end and make the build make sense and make the build work. And that's why I gave this match a 10 out of 10. And that's why I feel like this is a top 5 WrestleMania match of all time. Send fucking tweet. I absolutely love this match. 10 out of 10. An all-time classic that we're going to talk about for a very long time going forward.
You know, now that you say that, I'm going to have to go and reassess my Mount Rushmore WrestleMania matches because this got me thinking now.
This match, I mean, the storytelling is perfect. You have 3 of the biggest egos, 3 of the biggest faces on the planet. You've got 3 of the best wrestlers on the planet. Roman Reigns, this is not a hot take in my opinion. Roman Reigns looked better in this match than he has in the last 3 fucking years. Roman Reigns was moving. Roman Reigns was putting in work. He was going to make sure this match was excellent for both Seth Rollins, himself, and CM Punk. He looked amazing. I have not seen that man move like that. His leap over the barricade onto CM Punk and Seth Rollins, that man didn't touch shit. He just leaped. I haven't seen Roman Reigns leap like that in literally 5 years. That's how good he looked in that match. I have been a huge critic of Roman Reigns on this channel over the last year that we've been doing this. Since we did the WrestleMania, the WrestleMania rewatch, where we watched 1 through 39, I have been a huge critic of Roman Reigns, especially in the last 5 years. He looked phenomenal. If we got this Roman Reigns every single match of the last 4 years during his reign, I would almost be okay if he's still holding the titles right now. That's how good Roman Reigns looked last night. CM Punk just doesn't fucking age. That man has put on nothing but bangers since he got healthy and came back. And Seth Rollins, in my opinion, is cementing himself as one of the GOATs in the business. This was the match that I was waiting for. This is perfect. Top 3 match of all time. How do you think about it?
This was definitely an A. This was almost a 10 for me from a storytelling standpoint.
So you're going to give it a 9?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9. CM Punk can still go. I don't understand why people say he can't go. Maybe, if you go back to his AEW matches, you could kind of debate that. But either way, he's been putting on bangers since he's come back. And people will say, oh yeah, it's against 1 or 2 people. That doesn't matter. He was just in an elimination chamber and he went the distance. He banged. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm listening.
And I was shocked at the table spot that CM Punk went through. I did not expect.
The bitches exploded.
Yeah, they exploded.
The fucking tables exploded, dude. That looks so good.
I do think the Seth Rollins powerbomb was a little bit more personal from a storytelling standpoint, because that just sounded way louder than the CM Punk one. But yeah, once Punk betrayed, once Heyman betrayed Punk, I knew instantly, okay, Reigns is gonna get betrayed too.
Yeah. When he walked behind Reigns, I was like, do it. Do it. I know it's coming. I know that low blow's coming.
Yeah, because in my head, I was like, if Heyman doesn't roll or slide the chair to Seth Rollins, he's going to make his way 1, 2, and then join 3. And this match was amazing. I mean, do I think it was as amazing as, Night 2 of last year? No, but the cinema standpoint, the storytelling was definitely up there. It is a number 2 storytelling standpoint. Match-wise, we'll see. I have to go, like I said, I have to reassess everything.
Mm-hmm. So the good news is the 3 10s and the 9.5 here is going to make this match average to a 9.58. So it is going to get the 10 that it deserves, because we round up here. So a 9.58 is going to round it up to a 10. So it is going to get the 10 that it deserves, in my opinion. And we will have to see how the rest of Night 2 shapes up. And now we have Night 2, as odd of a transition as that is going to be for me later on. Guys, welcome back. We're here to talk about Night 2 as well. As you can tell, lighting is a little bit different because we're recording this a different day, as I said we would. I also have a few different people over there, as you can see, just because of timing and stuff like that, and my friend Victor wasn't able to watch it in time. David was not able to watch it live, so that's why he did not give me reviews for Night 1. As you can tell, my father was finally able to get me the reviews that he told me he was going to get me, so I have them for Night 2. He didn't really change much for Night 1, so we just kind of left it as it is, but we are going to include them for Night 2. And of course, we have over there, we have Kane's reviews for Night 2 as well. So we're going to jump right into the opening match of Night 2, which was the women's triple threat. A phenomenal fucking match. It was absolutely amazing. These 3 put on the exact show I expected them to put on. It was an excellent opener. Absolutely agree with CM Punk. This could have absolutely main evented, in my opinion. I gave this a perfect 10. The WrestleMania weekend, if you count Stand and Deliver as well, had probably 3 all-time classic triple threats. If you haven't seen that main event for Stand and Deliver between Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javion, absolutely watch it because it is so fucking good as well. All 3 of them are going to make it on the main roster very soon. But this match was absolutely phenomenal. I loved Io winning. I loved Rhea and Bianca getting in enough offense, mostly focusing on each other while Io was hitting them with everything. But after that middleweight through the match went, they started kind of flowing all together. I thought this match kicked it into that second gear that it needed, and that's why I thought this was an absolute perfect 10.
I agree, 100%.
As you can see over there, Kane gave this match a 9 out of 10. You also see over there that David agreed with us, gave this match a 10 as well. We also see that my dad gave this match a 9, which is really interesting because my dad usually isn't a super big fan of women's wrestling, but he really enjoyed this match. So there is that. It looks like this match is going to average out to a predictable 9.6. That's going to round up to a 10. So we have our second 10 out of 10 match on the card here. And of course, it's another triple threat, as we all expected it to be. Next up, we have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in a fucking hellacious Sin City street fight. Damian Priest would take the L here. Drew McIntyre wins by hitting a Claymore onto a chair that is currently pinned up against the turnbuckle. Absolutely incredible match. What did you think about this one? I meant to ask you what you thought about the women's triple threat, and I'm an asshole. What did you think about the women's triple threat first, and then what did you think about the street fight?
I had no words. You said all of them.
Oh.
So, that's all. I was just quiet. Yeah, it was a straight 10 out of 10. This Priest-McIntyre match, I gave this a 9 out of 10. It was borderline B+ for me. But, I mean, Drew McIntyre knows no bad matches.
No.
Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre knows no bad matches.
Mm-hmm. They've really put on all bangers every time they've come in contact with each other.
Yep.
I thought this was excellent. Listen, I said it before. Damian Priest and street fights go hand in hand. They are always going to be good. I don't expect that we will see him for a couple of weeks. I'll be shocked if we see him tonight. But if we do, that's outrageous. But then again, we've had a lot of outrageous shit happen in the last 24 hours in the WWE, as we will get to later on. As you can see, David wasn't quite as high on this match. He gave it a 7 out of 10. Kane right along line with the two of us. I gave it a 9 as well. Kane is right along with us, gave it a 9 out of 10. My dad fucking... I'm sorry, he gave it an 8 out of 10. I apologize. 8 out of 10. Kane did. My dad fucking loved this match. But my dad also loves hardcore matches. So, again, the ratings are tracking so far with what my dad's 50-plus years of watching wrestling are coming into play here. But yeah, absolutely amazing match. It is going to average out to an 8.8. Basically, my dad and David canceling each other out there. So this is going to end up being rounded up to a 9 out of 10. So another excellent match. Ironically, the 4 matches that I thought were going to be the best matches on the card have been the best matches on the card, but there was a 5th match that I was extremely excited for, and that is the next one, which is the Intercontinental title, Fatal 4-Way. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. The other Lucha Bro managed to get on this card there with Penta. Dominic Mysterio finally wins singles gold on the main roster, the Intercontinental Championship. A phenomenal showing from all 4 people. Penta looked amazing. Finn Balor looked amazing. Braun, you know he's going to look amazing. Yep. Dominic Mysterio looked great. I love the finish. Him pinning Finn Balor. I said he was going to pin Braun. He said he was going to pin Finn, so Rob was right on this one. I was kind of shocked that he didn't pin Braun Breaker, but I think him pinning Finn kind of works for the future story they're going to be building together. So I'm fine with that decision. Can we just once again say a prayer for Carlito? Carlito is probably praying that Braun Breaker never shows his face in the Judgment Day again. Every time Braun Breaker faces the Judgment Day, he kills Carlito. If Carlito was a cat, he's on his 9th life. Yeah. He went through that table like a sack of potatoes, and I'm shocked he got up. Yeah. Like, out of kayfabe. I'm shocked he didn't shatter ribs. But yeah, phenomenal match. I love Dominic Mysterio's curtain call at the end. I thought it was definitely well earned, well worth it. What did you think about this one?
I gave this a 9.5 out of 10, so go ahead, round up. I mean, this match... Mm-hmm. The women's match was an A+. This was easily a high A for me. Mm-hmm. I loved this match. I loved the pop that Dominic got. I loved that everyone got what seems like their fair share amount of spots and time. And there wasn't really one person that was just kind of there getting the shit beat out of them. You know what I mean? All 4 men are deserving of a title in some capacity. They are gonna be here for a long time. Finn's obviously a little older, but like that man deserves another title in some capacity.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All in all, we ended up giving this match, combined the 5 scores here. David gave this match a 9 out of 10. My dad gave it an 8. And then Kane gave this match an 8 out of 10 as well, mostly because he said he was unfortunate that Finn Balor got pinned again. So overall, it's going to average out to a 9. Finn Balor, yes. It's going to average out to a 9. So again, as I said, the 5 matches that I was most excited for ended up being the 5 highest rated matches on the card for us. They all came through. Like I said,
this is a nice reset to night 1.
Oh, absolutely. They were 3 bangers, and then now we get to the rest. Now we get to the rest of the card here. This is probably the most controversial match, as you can tell by the bevy of scores here. The only other real controversial one here might be the main event here, but what the fuck are you trying to show them?
I have my score as JH.
Oh, we're talking about Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. I don't have this on here. It was kind of just a fun little match there.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really include it here.
Okay.
It wasn't much of a match. It was basically just a pop for Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
Love seeing him on the card. Love seeing him get his WrestleMania opportunity here, being able to show off the TNA title in front of 60,000 fans and millions watching. It was a great moment. Of course, Randy Orton was going to win, which is why I'm kind of glad they didn't do a return here, because having someone lose in their return to Randy Orton, of course, but having them lose in their return probably isn't going to go over too well with the fans that you're already alienating, especially the way this WrestleMania ends. So I'm glad they went with this route. Joe Hendry losing doesn't really matter. He's going back to TNA. He's a champion. Who gives a shit? So, yeah, I'm glad. Of course, Kane felt the same way, gave it a 6 out of 10. I don't have it on here, though. But still, a great moment, great pop. I love seeing Joe Hendry there.
Speaking of actual matches, Logan Paul.
Yes, the next one is the most controversial one on here in terms of the varying scores. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Wow. David gave it a 3 because he hates fucking Logan Paul. My dad gave it a 4 because he hates AJ Styles. Yes, I know. My dad's not a fan of it.
What?
My dad has always felt AJ Styles is overrated. I know. Listen, internet, send him hate, not me. I didn't say it. But, but yeah, anyway, I thought this match was a 7. I expected a bit more. I was not expecting Logan Paul to get the win. I do believe that this is going to set up an interesting storyline between Karrion Kross and AJ Styles in general, unless that work shoot that Karrion Kross made today gets him fired. I couldn't tell if that shit was a shoot, or a shoot that they turned into a work. I have no idea. But it was uploaded to the WWE's official YouTube channel, so I feel like if they didn't want it shown, they would have cut it. But yeah, very interesting promo that Karrion Kross broke because of the ending of this match. Again, I gave it a 7. It's just, what did you think about this match?
I gave it a B, so I am also going to give it a 7.
Okay. And what did you think about the overall match?
Overall match was pretty okay. AJ Styles can still go. It set some expectations, like, double flying forearm, double buckshot lariats to each other, but they didn't have it, so that kind of was just like a little bummer in my own head, my own booking. But other than that, I thought the match was fine. Logan Paul is made for this shit. I know he's a piece of shit, but he is made for this shit, so I kind of gotta give him when props are due to a degree.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Listen, Logan Paul's, he's not a good person, but he is a great wrestler. Do we need Logan Paul in the WWE? That's a question for a different video. I don't know if he gives them the right publicity any longer, but that's not for me to decide. I don't make the rules. I just consume the content, as Triple H wants us to do. Overall, this match is going to average out to a 5.6. They're going to bump it up to a 6 there. That's where it's going to get its place on the card. Next up, we have a match that I really don't have much to talk about. Liv and Raquel versus what ended up becoming Becky Lynch's return, taking Bayley's place against Lyra. Obviously, Bayley's face is on the match card here, but Becky Lynch took her place. Yep. I wasn't expecting too much from this match. I figured this match was going to be a table setter for the main event, so I was expecting kind of a low point in the card here, as you would expect from this spot in the card. But I feel like, I don't know if Becky Lynch was a last-minute addition. She just didn't really take a lot of bumps. She was just kind of here. Lyra Valkyria looked phenomenal. Liv Morgan looked phenomenal. Raquel Rodriguez is unfortunately getting harder and harder to watch. She was missing timing a lot in this match. She went for a big boot too early, then she went for a big boot too late. She caught Lyra late. It was kind of rough. I understand. I resonate with her. I relate with her, especially after seeing her interview with CVV, Chris Van Vliet, which you should definitely watch. I'm a huge fan of his. But this match, she didn't look great in. She's looked better in the past few months. This match she didn't look great in, but I don't think she detracted enough from this match. I gave it a 6. Actually, rather, I'm sorry. I gave this match a 7. Yes, I gave this match a 7, just because I loved what Lyra and Liv did. As you can see, Kane thought this match was a C+, so he gave it a 6. My dad gave it a 6 because he loves Becky Lynch. I believe that's his favorite female wrestler. And then David gave his match a 7, probably for the same reasons we did. So a 6.6 is going to get this match bumped up to that 7 area. Next we have the main event. We're going to try to get through this as quickly as we can, because as you can see by that time down there, it is 8 p.m., which means Monday Night Raw is starting right now, so we want to watch that. This main event was pretty rough, but intentionally. After the match, all the post-Mania press conferences were harping on the fact that John Cena did not want to put on a classic match. He did not want to put on a good match intentionally because he doesn't give a fuck about us anymore. He doesn't care what the fans want to see. He wants you to be upset. He wants you to be pissed off. I'm almost convinced he wants you to stop watching. I'm almost convinced that his story is to tank ratings.
Me to you, Cena.
I legit think that's the story here. Yeah. And I know people are going to be upset about that, but he flat out said, I'm ruining wrestling, and I'm taking this shit with me, and you can rebuild it when I'm gone. That's what he said in his on the Pat McAfee show. I can't wait to see what he's going to do tonight, and that's why we're going to wrap this up as quickly as we can so we can go and see that. Rob, what did you think about this main event?
I gave it was pretty mid.
I mean, it was a dog shit match, but intentionally.
Yeah, the storyline was great. I gave it a 5.
Okay, you gave it a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So you gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. Kane also gave it a 4. My dad fucking hated this bitch. He gave it a 2. And then David actually loved it because David said he loved it for the storyline purposes.
I can agree with that, though.
This match is going to average out to a 4. David basically watched it as they wanted you to watch it. This is going to be a dog shit match. Cena's going to win number 17. Let's see where it goes from here. That was the whole point of the match. So because of the story going in, David actually liked this match. It's going to average out to a 4, basically because all of us picked it, and my dad and David kind of balanced each other out there. So a 4 is where we're going to put it. Overall, I don't understand everyone saying that this was one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. This was not the worst WrestleMania of all time. We've watched every single WrestleMania on this channel. We can definitely tell you what is the worst WrestleMania of all time, and it's probably WrestleMania 1 through 7. They're all dog shit there. I can at least name 20, if not 25 WrestleManias that are going to average out worse than this one did. And that's just a matter of fact. We have physically calculated the different overall for WrestleMania, and I can tell you right now, this is absolutely going to come in above them. It is a 13-match card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's a 13-match card. It's going to average out to a 7.54. I can name you 25 different WrestleManias, if not 26, 27, 28, however many that are worse, that are going to average out less than this one did. Especially any of the first 15. They're not great.
Go check out our other videos.
Yeah, watch the whole entire series. Fuck it. Take a weekend. Take a week. Watch the whole series.
Take a weekend, dog. It took us like 3 months.
That's not, yeah, but to watch all those reviews is not going to take you 3 months.
Yeah,
It just took us 3 months to watch all of them.
You're welcome.
But we did that for you. You should watch them. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to be editing this during Raw. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I hope you guys enjoy Raw as well. I've got no idea what's going to happen as of recording this video, so neither will you. Have a great night, and we will see you there.